it's Jenny at the Yoga Hut. Today I'm going to do just a quick FitFlow. So FitFlows are kind of high intensity interval training but with proper body alignment. I really love them just because they're really intense for cardio, they're work your strength, they're really going to be working strength for the core and the shoulders especially, though we will be doing some leg movements as well. Also, huge benefit for the FitFlows is that it is intense, but there's next to zero impact. So if you do have issues with the joints maybe, this is a great time to kind of get a really intense workout in, but without any sort of joint pain. So right away, we're going to jump into it. And if at any point, and you probably will need to take a couple breaks, perfectly fine, come down to an extended child's pose, which is this guy right here. It's super great to kind of catch your breath, bring down the heart rate slightly, though you're still in an active recovery posture, so it's still benefiting us. So we're going to do just a little quick warm-up, and then we're going to start with our movements. If you do want to extend your workout, maybe you want to come into this quite warm, maybe you did a little bit of a yin, that is a great time to kind of do that first and then move into this, or vice versa. So right away, let's come to a seated position, whichever kind of posture that is, maybe this easy pose or Dandasana. And we're going to start by simply doing some neck rolls here, taking the ear down to the shoulder, chin to chest, ear opposite shoulder, and crown towards the back. Really extend through this movement, wake up the neck, and let's reverse. Important thing throughout this practice is always check in. Make sure you're breathing, because a lot of these poses, they're intense, so we're going to try to hold the breath. Let's not. One more circle, and let's pause at center. Starting to wake up the wrists, so we're going to take one hand in front of us, palm facing towards the face. Opposite hand's going to grab and just rotate the hand out. Don't go too far here. Slow release, opposite side. Start with that palm facing us and then rotate outwards. Slow release, hands back down to the knees. Inhale. Press the heart out, pull the shoulders back into a little bit of a seated cow. Exhale around the spine, pull the navel in, cat. Inhale out, press the heart out. Exhale back. Awesome. Come back to that neutral posture. Let's take our one hand down to the side. Inhale up with the opposite. Bend down that elbow and just extend over to the side, really lengthening out the side body. Inhale up. Let's place that opposite palm down. Coming up with the opposite hand. Exhale down. Inhale up. Let's do one more each side. And slow pause, coming back to center. Let's come up to our knees into tabletop posture, making sure that the hands are directly past the shoulders, knees hip width apart. Right away, we're going to start with our hip circles, start waking up the hips for our movements. You can make these, usually I say go slow with this, but because this is a FitFlow, we're going to do them just a bit quicker. Some dynamic movements. And reverse. Let's pause at center, back to tabletop. Ground down with one palm. Inhale up with the other. Let's pull this palm back. And exhale. This palm is going to thread underneath that brace arm. Place that shoulder on the ground. Opposite hand comes behind the back. Let's release, ground down through that palm. Inhale up, same arm comes up. And slowly press down. Same thing, opposite side. Let's inhale up. And exhale, thread that needle. Shoulder comes on the ground. Opposite hand comes behind the back. Pull that shoulder backwards. Exhale, release, coming back to table. We're going to finish off with just a little bit of wrist strength. So from tabletop, we're going to come up to our fingertips and then back down. That's all we're doing. Moving up and moving down. Couple more times here. And then pause at the bottom, taking the fingertips so they face towards the sides of the mat. We're going to shift the body from side to side. We really want to just take a little bit of time to work on the wrists because it's yoga. We do a lot of down dogs and those wrists sometimes hurt. So a little bit extra attention here. Fingertips towards the knees, press backwards. If this is painful for you, bring them closer to the knees. If you're not getting much of a stretch, bring them further away. And release, shift the hips back up. So we are just going to do one extended child's pose just to get into it. And remember, make note of these, come down to them whenever you need to. So exhale, press the hips down, settle them between the legs as much as possible. Invite the heart to lower, rest the forehead on the mat. Slow shift back up. Bring the knees in slightly. We're going to start off with some more movements and do some simplified sun salutations. So we're going to walk through these slow first, but then each time we're going to increase the pace. So try to really move to the extent that you can. I will offer a couple different modifications if you want to make this more intense, but first off, let's just do the standard. So from here, curling the toes underneath, we're going to inhale, lift the knees, lift the hips, and exhale, press everything back into a downward dog. Invite the heels to lower, though if you do have some wrist pain here, widen the feet a little bit, and then bend the knees. That's going to shift a lot of the weight backwards, so it's going to be a little less pressure on our wrists. Making sure that the chest is pressed towards the thighs, the hips are high, the navel is pulled in. Breathe. Stepping up to our hands. You can bend the knees here if you don't have that flexibility to get all the way up. Let's inhale up, rise high, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold. So we're tilting at the hips, leading with the heart. Inhale, half lift, hands go just below the knees, back is flat. Exhale, lowering down, ground down through those palms again. Step back, plank posture. Plank, we're grounding down through the palms, stacking through the shoulders, pull the navel in. Exhale, chaturanga. So this is a tricep push-up. You want to bend the elbows backwards and keep them in close to the body. Slowly lower the full body down and inhale up, up dog. Really invite those hips to be pressed down, heart is out. Let's curl those toes back underneath, Slow inhale, rise, lead with the hips, and press back, downward dog. So that was our simplified sun salutation. We're gonna do some more of these, but each time increasing that pace. And of course, I will be offering modifications like such. We can step, jump, float all the way to our hands. Inhale up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, hands go below the knees. Exhale down, ground down through those palms. Step, jump, float all the way to the back. Plank posture. Exhale, let's lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, curl the toes, press back, downward dog. Some more, keep increasing that pace. You don't have to follow me. You can do whatever pace that you'd like. Inhale, half lift. So here's the modification that we can do if we want to make this more intense. For this Chaturanga, we can make it a one-legged Chaturanga. Rise up one leg, exhale down. So when we do those one-legged Chaturangas, just make sure that each time we alternate legs. Opposite leg comes up, we come down. Make sure we're breathing, check in with yourself. Another thing we can do in this Chaturanga is when we come down, pause before we hit the floor. Count maybe to 4. And slowly lower down. Inhale, up dog, curl the toes, press back, down dog. Let's do 2 more of these. Make them your best. Do those modifications if you are. Challenge yourself. Last one. And at the top, let's pause, interlace the fingers together, press upwards. So right away, find some height here, and then next exhale, let's come down to the left side, or whatever side you choose. Inhale up, lift with the core. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale up, 1 more each side. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up, press up with the palms. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Let's ground down through the palms again. Step or jump. I encourage jumping all the way back. Plank posture. So we're going to pause whole plank for just a few moments. Make sure we're pulling the navel in. And we are breathing. Next exhale, press back, downward dog. This suddenly feels like a nice recovery posture now. So from here, let's slowly drop the forearms down to the mat, coming into dolphin posture. The hips should still be high here. Inhale up, press back, downward dog. Slow release, dolphin. Inhale up, downward dog. And release, dolphin. Inhale up, last downward dog. Press the hips back, step, jump, float to the top. Inhale up, reach high, and exhale. Let's step back with the one leg. Front leg is bent in front of us into a warrior 1. Make sure that that front toe is in front of that knee. So reach high here and exhale. We're going to take this down to the one side. Inhale up. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Let's do 2 more each side. Lift with the core. And coming back to center. Let's slowly bring that back foot forward. Exhale, forward fold. Let's ground down through those palms again. Step, jump, float, plank posture. Let's hold plank for just a few breaths. Make sure we're engaging here. Pull the navel in. Breathe. Exhale. Chaturanga. If we can, let's pause before we hit the ground. And slow release down. Take a breath here. Slow the heart. We're going to press up, up dog, and then just come right down to the forearms here. Toes curl underneath us. Inhale, lift the hips. Forearm plank. So from here, we're going to do some hip dips. So take the hips down to one side. Inhale them up to center. Exhale them down opposite side. You can move fast. You can move slow. It doesn't matter. As long as you can feel the body working and that you're breathing. Keep going. Four more breaths. And let's pause at center. Come back up to the hands and press the hips back. Downward dog. Take that break here. Make this your recovery posture. Step, jump, float to the hands. Let's inhale up, reach high. Interlace the fingers together again. Press up. And we're going to do just some circles. But make sure that again, we're really using the core to create these circles. And let's reverse. Pause at center. Press up. Exhale, forward fold. Let's ground down through those palms. Step, jump, float all the way to downward dog. I tricked ya. So whenever we're ready, dial in that down dog. Make sure the hips are high. The chest is pressed towards the thighs. The triceps are wrapped towards the back of the mat. We're going to inhale up with one leg. Reach it high. And exhale, bend the knee. And this knee is coming to the outside of this one hand. Elbow. Inhale up. Exhale. The knee bends, but it crosses over to the opposite side. Inhale up. Exhale, opposite. Inhale up. Exhale, cross. Let the breaths lead this movement. One more each side. And we're going to pause at the top, rise us up, step through center. Inhale up. Low lunge here. Press the hips down. Breathe. Exhale, let's forward fold. Round down through those palms. And we're going to step back, plank posture. Breathe here. And exhale. Chaturanga. Pause at the bottom if you want. Slowly release down. Let's inhale up. Up dog. rock the hips up just a little bit. Slow the breath again. Pause at center, curl the toes underneath, lead with the hips, press back up, downward dog. So again, let's check in here, make sure that the dial in is right on. And whenever you're ready, we have to, of course, do the opposite leg. So let's inhale up with that opposite leg, square the hips from the mat, and exhale, bend the knee. Knee comes to the outside of the same elbow. Inhale up, exhale, cross over. Check in. Maybe you need to go down to that extended child pose. And that's fine. Make sure we're breathing. One more each side. And inhale up, reach the foot high. Exhale, let's step through center, back leg long and low. Low lunge here. Press that hip down. Pause. Exhale, forward fold. Ground down through those palms again. And let's inhale up. Exhale, lower the foot. Press the hips back. Bring the palms back underneath us. Our lovely plank posture. We're just gonna hold this for a minute. Not a minute. Couple breaths, don't worry. And then let's come right down to the forearms. Lengthen the body. And then we're gonna start with our hip dips again. I love these. People don't like me for them. But they do so much work for those obliques, for the core. Your body will love them. Four more. And let's pause. Let's drop the knees. Let's sit the hips down to the heels. Hero's posture. Hands come behind us, fingertips towards the bum. Inhale, press the heart out. And take the crown backwards. Breath. And slow release back to center. Those are our intense movements. It doesn't last very long, right? But the plus side of that is that we get an entire workout. If you've done interval training before, you know that you end up burning more calories afterwards. We've taken breaks, we've done proper body alignment, so we shouldn't really get as many type of muscle soreness that we usually would do if we were doing some form of intense weight training. Of course, we still just want to lengthen the body a bit, especially the hips. So we're going to come to seated pose and bring the feet together into a bound angle. Making sure that that back is straight. Bring the shoulders down, and instead of really trying to force the knees down on their own, simply take the feet and fold them upwards like you would do if you were reading a book. From here, let's exhale, tilt at the hips, Uttanasana, forward fold downwards. Relax the head. You don't have to come all the way down to the floor. If you're up here, that's fine. You still just want to make sure that you're feeling that lengthening happen within the hip flexors. Chill here for a couple breaths. And slow inhale up, back to our seated. Let's take the hands behind the back. you're going to grasp the hands, interlace the fingers together. And all we're doing is slowly rising the hands up, press the heart out, pull the shoulders behind. This is going to feel both wonderful and kind of exhausting at the same time, since we did work our shoulders quite a bit in a very short time. Slow release down. Great job, guys. Let's come to Navasana. It's boat posture. So we're just going to work the core just a little bit more, making sure the back is straight. We're going to inhale up with the feet, and this is it. If we want to go further into this, we can lengthen out and inhale back. Exhale, inhale. So if you want, I'm just going to hang out here. So hang out here. Maybe you want to take the back a little bit further. You may fall. That's okay. We're breathing. We're engaging the core. And exhale. Let's lower down all the way to the mat. Breath here. Let's bring the knees up to the chest. Give them a little hug. And then start with just a couple circles one way. And then the other. Pause at center. Next exhale, both knees are going to come down to one side. But the foot closest to my right foot is going to be brought up to the bum as much as possible. You want to try pressing down each leg here, each knee towards the floor. You're really going to feel this within that one hip and the quad. We're trying to keep the shoulders on the mat as much as possible. Inhale up, let's rise both knees. And exhale them down, opposite side, same thing here. The one foot is going to be brought up to the bum as much as possible. Press the knees down, shoulders on the mat. And slow inhale, back up. From here, you can come down. I encourage you, come down to a Savasana if you're feeling like it. If maybe you have stuff to do, you can just end it here. But make sure, even take 1 minute. Just lie here, stretch out as much as you can. Let the body lengthen and relax. Awesome job, guys. Those are really intense. They're not easy in anyone's standards. They will get easier as time goes on. This was just a really quick one that I kind of wanted to introduce to you what FitFlow is really about. So let me know how you liked it. How do you feel afterwards? Let me know in a day or two if your body feels maybe a little less sore than you generally would notice. Drink lots of water, as much as possible right now. And again, go through the day with just little walks. You don't want to sit stationary after something like that, or really, you don't want to sit stationary in general. Awesome. Thank you for joining me, guys. Namaste. Again, this is Jenny at the Yoga Hut. And also, I should mention, subscribe, check out the other videos. And I had a couple people messaging me, asking me about my mat. This is a cork mat, and I love cork mats. They're really great if you tend to sweat a lot. So perfect for a practice like this, like a FitFlow. They grip like none other. And even if you're doing a cold practice and you tend to slip, spraying this lightly with water is super awesome for that. They're great. You can even, if they get a little stain on them, you can sand them out. How awesome is that? You can get these off of my website, so check it out. You also get a discount on it from the Yoga Hut, so it'll be in the description, so be sure to give that a little look. Awesome. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you later.